Hi, and welcome to another edition of
Knick Knacks with Niambi.
Thank you, Valencia, for joining us today. Today, we're going to make this beautiful, exquisite, one-of-a-kind Christmas tree centerpiece. It's made with glitter paper, jingle bells, scented pine cones, and a terracotta pot. So, let's get started. First thing we're going to do is we're going to select our terracotta pot. It's just the saucer that goes under the flower pots, and we're going to paint that. I have selected pot of gold terracotta paint. Really easy to use. We're going to put a little here. And I like to start with the bottom, and we're just gonna paint. Make sure you get a lot on there because it's a little thin. You probably need a couple of coats.
How long does it take to dry?
I would give it about half hour to an hour. Oh, it's a long time, huh? It is, but it's okay. You're gonna spend a lot of time cutting out your paper and gluing that and waiting for that to dry. So it's all gonna work out. Next thing we have is our glitter paper. Now this paper is from Michael's or Joann's. This paper is only one-sided. So when you make your Christmas trees, you're going to have to cut out two trees so that you can glue them together. Now these trees are going to fit together, slot together, if you will, so that you don't have to glue them together. For this particular part of the tree, which is my gold, so it's going to be this tree right here, I've put the slot at the top. So you're going to cut out each tree. What I want to do though is I like to cut inside the black line so that the black doesn't show up once I've glued the trees together. So this is your first tree on the gold paper, and this is your green paper. On this paper, I've traced the other part of the tree, and notice that the slot is at the bottom. So you're gonna have to cut out the slot at the top for one tree and the slot at the bottom for the other tree.
Where do I get the template for the trees?
You can get the template for the tree either online or you can draw your own tree. This particular tree I got from AccuCut.com. They sell dies, and so I copied this tree off there. Just one little hint. If your tree is not symmetrical, you're going to have to trace the front side of your tree as well as the back side of your tree so that when you make them, they match up. Now, once you've cut out all of your trees, you end up with this. So these are your two green trees with the slot already cut out. And these are your gold trees with the slots already cut out at the top. And remember, we're going to glue these together. So first we're going to glue the gold tree. I like to use this two-way glue because it has a tip on one side for precision gluing and a sponge on the other side so you can get into all the nooks and crannies. So you're going to carefully glue the two pieces together. And don't worry if there's a little bit of white showing. After the glue has set, you can come back and just trim around the edges. I like to put a paperweight on top of my trees so that they set. And those will take about 15-20 minutes to dry. After they've dried, they look like this.
Beautiful.
So you have two sides of the green, and two sides of the gold. Your next step is to fit the two slots together.
Perfection.
Perfect fit, right? Now our gold pot saucer has dried. And what you're gonna do, using my precision tip glue here, I'm just gonna put some glue right here at the bottom so that I can stick it to my saucer. And try to get it as centered as possible. This glue is a little bit thicker, so you have to hold it in place for a while. And if you need to, you can always glue the tops of your trees together so that they stay. Okay, so now our tree has dried, and the last thing we need to do is to add our decoration. From Michael's or Joann's, of course, you can purchase bags of scented pine cones and cinnamon sticks and whatnot to use for your saucer. So anything you can get from Michael's or Joann's. So they sell these cinnamon sticks which smell wonderful. And you just put those right there. These pine cones are painted gold, some of them, which are really beautiful. This pine cone is too large. Let's get a smaller one. And these also pick up the scent. And it's wonderful to put in a living room and, you know, just enjoy the fragrance of it. Did I get it in there? Let's add a couple more cinnamon sticks. And the jingle bells just give it more of a Christmas feel.
Looks very festive.
It does. I like it. And it's fun to make.
Yes. And it seems fairly easy to do.
It is. You know, if you want these ornaments to be a little more stable, you can always hot glue them. But in a pinch, you can just toss them in and they sit just fine. Just put a couple more here. And there you have it, your Christmas tree centerpiece. You can put this on your holiday table. You can give it as a gift to maybe a neighbor or, you know, a coworker or something like that. You can make them larger and smaller as you choose. But whatever you do, make sure to have a wonderful holiday. And thanks for joining us today.